Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Linda. I am the Client Support Manager at Turner Accountants, and I'll be your moderator today. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the webinar environment, these are the Zoom settings. Let's take a closer look at the webinar controls. Select Audio Settings to select and test your speakers. Submit questions via the Q&A button, and we'll answer your questions at the end of the webinar. Click Leave Meeting if you need to leave at any time. Now, I'd like to introduce today's presenter, Mr. Michael Turner. He's the Director of Turner Accountants. Welcome.
Hello. Welcome, everybody. I hope everybody can see the slides. If you can't see the slides, then please let me know and we'll see if we can sort it out. So as Linda said, today's webinar is called 7 Ways to Grow Your Business, and it's all about trying to make you think about ways that you can increase sales, decrease costs, end up with more profit for less effort. In these times where we're in lockdown at the moment, then obviously it's something that maybe we should be aware of and thinking about. So yeah, I like to kick things off with some wise words for this session from Thomas Jefferson. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. These words were written about 230 years ago. They're as true today as they were then. This session today is about challenging you to do something different in your business so you can get results you've never achieved. So our agenda today is before we get stuck in, I want to throw in our usual disclaimer that the information in this educational webinar is general in nature and no substitute for tailored advice specific to your particular circumstances. One of the biggest problems in small businesses, FTI, or failure to implement. If you don't write your actions down, you won't remember them. Just like if you don't write down your business goals for the next year, you'll be far less to achieve them. We want you to get maximum value from this webinar, so if you have any questions, please submit them at any time. We'll cover how you need to make choice to change and how to develop a roadmap and dashboard from your business. We'll then get into the 7 ways to grow your business, and I'll show you a work example which demonstrates how you can make seemingly small adjustments to your business, but the compound effect on the bottom line and cash flow can be very significant. Then it's accountability time, when you have to decide what action you're going to take as a result of coming along today. If you have any questions during the webinar, send them through and I'll make sure they're answered at the end. So, choosing to change. We've been through a lot recently, and it's likely you know you need to make some changes in your business. Change just won't happen on its own. It never does. You have to make the choice to change. You're in control of how you respond to the recent crisis. So there's generally 5 steps in this process. 1, the first is being aware that you need to change. It's unlikely your business has been able to continue as normal and changes need to be made. 2, the next step is to accept that you need to change. This may not be easy. Nobody likes change, but the alternative of not changing won't be easy either. 3, now you've accepted change is needed, you need to take action. What steps you need to take to enable the change? Most people get stuck here. They may respond to immediate action while in crisis mode, but fail to take the action required. 4, accountability. To make sure you do take action, accountability is required. Being held accountable by someone independent like us really does make things happen. And 5, finally, take time to acknowledge the change you've actioned. Take your team on the journey and give positive reinforcement. So, getting from A to B on your roadmap. Before you can make a plan for where you want your business to go, you must first understand where your business is at now, which is your point A. The impact of COVID means that it's likely you're further away from your destination than you would have been before. Point B may be harder to get to now. It's likely your original point B is still possible. It just may take you longer, or the route to get there may look a little different than it did from before. For example, before COVID, your point A may have been a £25,000 overdraft, and your goal was to reach point B of having 25k in the bank within 12 months. So you'd have to increase your bank account by 50,000 to reach point B. So what does point A in your business look like now? Maybe you had to extend your overdraft by another 15,000 to cover your expenses over lockdown. So point A is now a £40,000 overdraft, and the journey to point B is increasing the cash in your account by £65,000. It might be more realistic to aim to reach point B in 2 years instead of 12 months. Do you know what point A looks like in your business? What is your goal for point B? What does the journey look like to get there? So now you know where you are as a result of COVID, and you know where you want to go, you need to revise your plan. This could be, this could be reviewing and updating your existing business plan, or it could be developing a business recovery plan. If the impact on your business has been minimal, it's likely an update to your business plan will be your best option. If your business has been severely impacted, we recommend a business recovery plan, which we can help you with. This will help you revise your personal budget to reduce the pressure on your business's cash flow, determine whether any additional finance is needed, and revise your business budget and break-even analysis. You'll also establish your most critical KPIs to monitor at this time and identify opportunities, vulnerabilities, and critical changes. You'll then identify risks in each department of your business, as well as mitigation strategies. Then set annual and 90-day goals to ensure you achieve your plan. Okay, so when working out your budget, start with the profit you need your business to deliver to you, and then work your way up to determine the required sales level. We call this the bottom-up budget. So, for example, in the past, 75,000 might have been your target profit for your business to deliver what you want. Being in lockdown may have shown that you can live on less. So after revising your personal budget, you may be able to reduce your profit to 65,000 to reduce pressure on your business. Your overheads were 175,000, but after leaving no stone unturned when reviewing expenses, you might be able to trim this down to 162,500. This gives a gross profit target of 227,000 instead of 250,000. If we want to keep our gross profit percentage at 39%, we would need to achieve sales of 583,334 instead of 641k. Of course, you'll need to develop this in more detail. Then you need to break this down into monthly targets, what sales are coming from what product, from what sort of geographical area, from what sort of socio-economic area, to make sure you're on track. So your dashboard. Now you know where you're going and what you want to achieve, it's time to set up your dashboard. The dashboard on your car shows how fast you're going, how much fuel you have left, and the temperature of your engine. It gives you an indication about whether you'll make it to your destination. It's the same in business. Things on your business's dashboard are key performance indicators, or KPIs. Essentially, they're measures which tell you if you're on track to achieving your plan. Your dashboard should show the top 4 or 5 measures which drive most of your business improvement. Focusing on a small number of KPIs allows you to capture, monitor, report, and improve them on a regular basis. Your most important KPIs will depend on the type of business you have, as well as your goals. For example, a manufacturer's most important KPIs may be gross profit percentage, cost of rework, work in progress days, or debtor days. If you compare that to a retailer, their KPIs might be sales, also gross profit percentage, average client spend, and transaction frequency. It's important you determine which KPIs you should be measuring and set goals for these, which should be a slight improvement, and then establish a dashboard or scorecard to regularly monitor how you're progressing. Yeah, and we can help you do this in Xero. So, how to engage co-drivers. When you set goals, do you have someone to hold you accountable for what you committed to? What are the consequences for you if you don't achieve your goals? Do you have a soft coach or a hard coach? Do you have a coach at all? Remember the 5 A's of change? One of them was accountability. You simply must have someone independent to hold you accountable to your actions, and there should be consequences for inaction. Having your spouse hold you accountable generally doesn't work. Independence is key. To summarize, if your business is the vehicle that delivers to you what you want in life, the top 4 things you need to do to make sure you get to your destination are: set an annual plan, set an annual budget, set and measure 4 to 5 most important KPIs, and have someone independent hold you accountable to your plan. If you're going to make progress, you must do these things. Okay, so the marketing flywheel. Before we get started on the 7 ways to grow your business, it's important for you to understand the marketing flywheel. This concept shows how to attract, engage, and delight customers, and demonstrates that you shouldn't just focus on gaining new customers, that you should focus on delighting your current and existing customers first. We have strangers, people who haven't heard about your business. Sorry. You can do some marketing to introduce our business to these strangers, who will then become prospects, who then have the opportunity to buy. When those prospects make a purchase, they become customers. And if we treat them right, these customers will become our promoters or referrers. The more promoters we have, the more people we have to speak to strangers about our business. So the cycle continues. In order to attract prospects to our business, we need to provide value before we extract value. Think about what they'll get from doing business with you and the problems you can solve for them. To convert prospects into customers, we must engage them by making it as easy as possible for them to buy from us. Our marketing is what attracts and engages prospects and turns them into customers. Our sales processes should ensure customers continue to be engaged and followed up with really good service. Delighted customers will share their feedback with strangers, creating more prospects, customers, and promoters. The level of service we provide determines how we delight and attract current and future customers. The aim is to keep the marketing flywheel spinning as fast as possible, converting more strangers into prospects, prospects into customers, and providing such good service that these customers become promoters or referrers as well. Following this process is essential to grow your business. All right, get down to the nitty-gritty now. 7 ways to grow your business. So, first way to grow your business is to increase your customer retention rate. It's much cheaper to make sales to existing customers. In fact, statistics show that it's 6 times easier and cheaper to make sales to existing customers than it is to new customers. By delighting our customers, we make them want to return, therefore increasing our customer retention rate. What do you do to delight your customers? Think about that one. Following the FGG principle to delight your customers, find out what they want, go get it, and give it to them. So number 2, generate more leads. The best way to generate more leads is to delight your customers so they become promoters or referrers and provide you with more leads. You can't purely rely on your existing customers to do your marketing for you, so you must attract strangers using your marketing strategies and providing value. This may be a free download on your website, free trial or consultation. Show them the problems you'll solve if they engage you in a service. 3, increase conversion rate. Do you measure how successful you are at converting leads, quotes, and proposals into sales? Do you regularly review why they aren't converting more? Do you do anything about it if you record it? You should be monitoring the conversion rates of all members of your sales team and you. If some are performing better than others, find out why. Are you using the right people in the sales process? A key to successful converting sales is to ensure you're dealing with a decision maker. Don't deal with gatekeepers. Get straight to the people who can make things happen. You should also offer a range of options, so the question becomes, which option should I buy rather should I buy? So number 4, increasing transaction frequency. As I said earlier, it's much harder to sell to new customers than it is to sell to existing customers. So it makes sense to encourage those customers to buy from you more often. You can do this by sending reminders, introducing VIP cards, or offering special deals to existing customers. McDonald's are brilliant with doing this. Would you like to go large? Would you like an apple pie with that? They're really good at it. So number 5, increase transaction value. This doesn't necessarily mean increasing your prices. Think about how you could add more value to the customers. Could you provide them with a range of options? It is clear what your business offers. Don't assume they already know. Tell them. A lot of people presume that they know what you're selling and what you do, and that's not true. Follow the would you like fries with that, as I said. Adapt this to your business. Try not to offer discount unless the customer has purchased an add-on. 6, reduce costs of sales or variable costs. These are the costs which increase as sales increase, such as direct labour, cost of materials, sales commission. Implementing better systems to accurately record time and materials used, as well as implementing strategies to reduce work and wastage, will help reduce your variable costs. And finally, number 7, reduce overheads. These are your fixed costs like phone, power, rent, office supplies. How often do you review your overheads? Did you do this during COVID? It should be normally done annually, not just when there's a major problem like COVID. However, if you haven't already reviewed them as part of your recovery plan, you must do so now. Go through your annual financial statements or your zero reports and identify overheads you could potentially reduce. You may be able to negotiate better terms for your utilities and rent, or reduce the amount of office supplies being used. While we're on this subject, let's talk about your accountancy fees then. We're telling you to reduce your costs, so if you think we're a cost, then you should cut us now. But if you want to work with us as a strategic partner in your business, then you need us now more than ever. Think of us as an investment rather than a cost. Our goal is to save you more in tax or help you grow your business more than any extra you may pay us in accounting fees. Okay, let's have a look at some numbers. So the growth equation is a calculator we use to show how small changes can have a big impact on profit. By monitoring your KPIs, you can set goals for improvement. The calculator shows us the 7 ways to grow your business in action. For efficiency during the webinar, we've used screenshots of the calculator. We can sit down with you and run your numbers to see the impact small changes will make to your business and determine goals for improving your KPIs to achieve that new profit. Let's have a quick look at current KPIs and profit for this example company. Then I'll show you the impact small changes make on the profit and value of the business. It's quite amazing. Please note that the numbers have all been rounded in case anyone's trying to do the calculations in your head. This company has 765 customers with a retention rate of 85%, giving an average 650 retained customers. They received 145 inquiries with a conversion rate of 50%, which gives them a total of 723 customers. Each customer makes on average 1.1 transactions per year with an average transaction value of £780. This results in annual sales of just over 620,000. So cost of goods sold of 70% and overhead expenses 132,500. This leaves you with a net profit of just over 53,000. So to demonstrate the increase in the value of the business, we've used a very basic valuation multiplier of 3 times the profit. This isn't actually how we would value the business, but it provides a very rough guide. So the current value of this example business is just over £160,000. So what changes could this business make to improve its profit and therefore its value? The first way to grow your business is to increase your customer retention rate. Let's say this business implements a customer loyalty program and creates a customer Facebook group. This results in an increase in the retention rate from 85 to 90%. They now retain an additional 39 customers. They receive the same number of inquiries, but due to the impact of COVID, their conversion rate drops to 45%. This means they only acquire 65 new customers during the year. The total number of customers is now 754 instead of 723. The customer loyalty program means that customers now make an average of 1.3 transactions per year instead of 1.1 and spend an extra £20 per transaction. Sales have now increased to almost 784,000, another £160,000 just by implementing some strategies. If the business negotiates better terms with their suppliers or improves their stock processes, cost of goods sold might reduce to 65%. These changes to the KPIs came about due to additional coaching from their accountant. This means that expenses have increased, as well as the additional investment in their accountant. There was an also increase in wage costs, so expenses increased to £150,000. This gives a new profit of 124,000, an increase of £70,000. The valuation using the very basic valuation multiple of 3 times the profit has increased by over £70,000 to £212,487. As you can see, the business only had to make small changes, but more than doubled their net profit. By focusing on delighting your customers, you retain more of them, and they're more likely to buy from you more often and spend more when they do buy from you. Remember, this is just an example client and your numbers will be different. We can meet up with you to input your numbers into our growth equation calculator to work out the impact small changes could have on your business. So, avoiding insanity. As Albert Einstein famously said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. We all know this, right? So, what do we have to do differently this year? We have 4 choices. 1, do nothing. That was a nice webinar. Yeah, I know. I should probably do something differently, but change seems a bit too hard and difficult. 2, retreat. I might try a couple of things, but have a couple of bad days in the business, so retreat. 3, take normal amounts of action. I do a few easy things here and there, get some quick cash flow improvement, but haven't really fundamentally changed my business. So these quick wins quickly evaporate along with the quick cash. 4, take massive amounts of action. I want to fundamentally change my business because it's here to serve me, not the other way around. So the old saying goes, if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got. We know that's not possible in the current environment. If you do what you've always done, you'll get less than what you used to get. So, how can we help you? There's several ways that we can help you more specifically beyond today's webinar. Firstly, if you don't already have a business plan, we can work with you to develop yours over a half-a-day session. You might say, £990? That's a lot of money. But as you can see before from the example, you don't have to change a lot of things to make a big difference to your business. So that £990 might not be a lot of money and might be a very good investment. Quarterly coaching. If you need a bit of accountability, ensure you're on track to achieving your business goals, we can meet with you quarterly to review and reset the goals and actions in your business plan. We do offer other coaching options if you prefer more frequent accountability coaching. We are also offering all attendees the opportunity to complete a 7 ways to grow your business action list. This allows you to identify the actions you can take to grow your business. You have to fill it in yourself though. Then we'll have a 15-minute complimentary call where we'll review your completed action list and ensure you've identified all the actions relevant to your business and that you have a plan to implement these changes. Okay, so that's as far as we go with regard to the actual webinar content. And I'm just looking to Linda and seeing if we've got any questions that have come in, Linda.
Yeah, we have. The first one was, how do you decide which KPIs to use?
Okay. So how do you decide which KPIs you're going to use? So you've got to decide on your business goals first of all. So before you can start thinking about which KPIs you're going to use, you've got to sit down. You're going to say, right, what do I want to achieve, and how am I going to achieve it? So how am I going to achieve it? I'm going to decide on some ratios and measures which are critical to the performance of your business. You don't really want any more than 5 or 6 KPIs, and they might not be all numbers. They might be things like staff morale as well. So within our business, we have monthly performance reviews with our staff, and in those performance review, one of the questions is, what's your motivation level? And that's between 1 and 10, and they're asked this every month, and that gives us an indication of one of our KPIs, how our staff are feeling, which should prove very useful during COVID as well. Okay, any more questions, Linda?
Yep, we've got, what does a business plan session involve?
Okay, so yeah, as you can see before, that we offer this business plan session, which is a whole afternoon. What that would involve is, you'd have to do some pre-work before we'd actually sit down. We want to know about your views on your business. So we'd send you a sheet with some questions on it and ask you to do that before we meet up. They would cover things like, what's the purpose of the business? What's your vision? What values have you got in the business? And what goals do you think you should have? And then we'll go through and we'll talk about what goals that you want in the business, help you out with setting those goals, look at your current challenges and your opportunities, look at what are the barriers to achieving those goals, and then decide on some KPIs and some measures of success. Look at budgets as well, set some budgets for you, so you have some targets, and then make you accountable to it by setting you various sort of targets to reach before we meet again. Okay, any more?
There's one final question. You talked about the 7 ways to grow your business. Can you help me look further into these categories?
Yeah, as I said, we can sit down with you and give you ideas. So, for example, with reducing variable costs, one of the things you might do is sort of invest in technology, a new sort of stock system or point of sale system, review your quality checks, improve your stock turn, or you might look at your suppliers, shop around for more suppliers, help you improve your negotiation skills, review your purchasing system, and review your or even maybe manufacture yourself. So those are the sort of things that we can go through, help you look at. So we've got ideas in each of the categories, and we can do that with you. Okay, is that it, Linda?
Yeah, that's it. No more questions, sorry.
That's all right, no problem. Okay, so thank you very much for attending this afternoon. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll send you a brief survey to see how you enjoyed it. The recording of the webinar will be available as well, and we hope to see you on forthcoming webinars in the future. All right, thanks very much.
Have you gone?